The 2020 Super Bowl MVP made him one of only two players in NFL history with 5,000 passing yards and 50 passing touchdowns in a single season. So the topic of whether Mahomes is good or not is no longer a point of discussion. His fellow players and NFL legends know better. Let's look at what they have to say about the other half of Brittany Matthews. Legends starting with Marlin Briscoe. Marlin Oliver Briscoe, also nicknamed the Magician, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Briscoe's name may not be as well known to fans as other quarterbacks of his era, like Johnny Unitas and Bart Starr, but he's significant nonetheless. Briscoe broke the quarterback color barrier as the first black starting QB in the American Football League in the 60s. He paved the way for future black quarterbacks like Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, and Mahomes. During an interview with The Undefeated, Briscoe was highly complimentary of the young Mahomes. Briscoe didn't just say he thought Mahomes was a great player, he said that the already great Mahomes actually seems to be getting better. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy, right? The guy has already won an MVP award, a Super Bowl, and an MVP. And he's still so young. But when you watch him, when you see the things he does while running that offense, running that team, you can see that it's different than even then. I'm telling you, watch out, because he's going to a different place. If Briscoe got it right, we may be in the midst of a legendary career. There's no telling what Mahomes can do. He can win more Super Bowls and MVP awards for sure, but it goes beyond that. If Mahomes can continue his trajectory, he may be on the pace to become the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Briscoe certainly knew it's possible. Unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to witness that moment. For the second time, RIP to the legend. Peyton Manning. Former Indianapolis Colts quarterback Peyton Manning was always a thorn in the side of the Kansas City Chiefs, except for one game in 2004. A 45-35 loss to the Chiefs that must be seen as revenge for the Chiefs' loss to the Colts in the playoffs the previous season. Otherwise, Manning just won every game he ever played against Kansas City. Apart from the hilarious jokes about his son wearing Mahomes' jersey, Manning is a big fan of the player. In 2019, when he appeared on the Peter King podcast, Manning talked about your favorite quarterback. I think that some of the throws he's making, I don't think anybody's seen before. The no-look throws, the ability to sprint left and throw back right. He's got a little John Elway in him. Elway was kind of famous for that. The Denver Broncos actually started designing plays to sprint left and throw back right. Mahomes is still improvising. But Manning, rather famously a quarterback who didn't do a lot of things on the fly, isn't impressed with Mahomes' improvisational skills. What I like about him is that he's taking coaching. Andy Reid is going to coach the stew out of him. I like that for him and his future. I like head coaches calling the offensive plays because you know they're going to be there. They're not going to have a coordinator leave next year, and you're going to have to learn some new system. That's kind of what Matt Ryan has had to deal with a little bit once Kyle Shanahan left. It's hard learning new systems. And Manning just likes watching Mahomes play. He's just fun and entertaining to watch. I like his spirit and the love and passion for the game that shows up when you watch him play, he told King. So Manning is definitely aware that Mahomes is a player to watch in every game. Another legend who spoke about Mahomes is Joe Montana. Former 49ers and Chiefs quarterback and NFL legend Joe Montana is among the people who had skepticism at first about the decision the Chiefs made to trade 2 first-round picks to select Mahomes in the 2017 NFL Draft. Well, Mahomes proved him otherwise, and Montana later admitted that Mahomes is a special player for whom the sky's the limit if he's able to handle the adversity that comes along with being an NFL quarterback. What happens to a lot of quarterbacks, especially when they're young, we all make mistakes, right? Montana said during an interview. He can make up for a lot of things with arm strength, but we all make bad throws, we all throw interceptions, we all drop passes, whatever the position, we all make mistakes. It's handling those. Mentally, if he can handle that, I don't think there's an issue. He can be as good as he wants to be. Also, Montana knows as well as anyone, as he discovered during his first time with the Chiefs, that there's nothing quite like playing at Arrowhead Stadium where Mahomes is. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely insane to play in front of that crowd, Montana said. Before I came there, former Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer tried to explain it to me. I'm saying, come on, Marty, I've been to Super Bowls, big games. It doesn't really matter. And you know what? It was special. It was as different as going from college to the NFL. Yeah. People were just insane about their team. That's enough, but not all what legendary players have to say about Mahomes. But at least let us see what fellow players also think of him. Stephen Gilmore. Five-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephen Gilmore is a defensive cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts of the National Football League. Stephen Gilmore has been one of the most consistent cornerbacks in NFL history. Gilmore has faced Mahomes a number of times, so he knows what he can do. He knows Mahomes is that chef who can whip up a miracle so often even the cupboard is empty. He has learned one simple rule: never leave the table early when Mahomes is cooking. He was asked what makes the Chiefs quarterback different, and his answer was unexpected. His arm, him buying time, his accuracy, and he can throw it anywhere on the field, Gilmore said. One play he threw it on me, it was a scramble play. I didn't think he could get it there, but he got it there. It was like 40 yards, 50 yards on the money, on the run, across his body. Right then and there, I was like, this guy's the real deal. Harrell Casey. There's no one like him, Titans defensive lineman Harrell Casey told journalists during an interview. He's definitely changing the game right now. These young quarterbacks coming in are going to learn that the quarterback plays can be spiced up a little bit better. The biggest thing is the guy is very agile in the pocket, Casey said. He's a guy who can move fluently. He can get out of the pocket with great speed, poise, not necessarily trying to run downfield and try to scramble with his legs, more so looking for his receivers to get open. When you get a quarterback that has poise like that understands his mechanics, being able to release a ball sideways, shoot, throwing it backwards if he really wanted to, I believe that dude can do whatever he wants with the ball in his hands. Trying to get him down is a tricky task because you can chase him to the sideline, think he's just going to run out of bounds, and he's flinging it. You can chase him 30 yards backwards away from the line of scrimmage. He can turn around and fling that thing 40 yards back downfield and complete a first down. That guy does incredible things where you can't wrap him up. Think he's about to hit the ground, he's flinging the rock. When you get a quarterback who can do things like that, it makes the game difficult. Casey's defense learned firsthand on the aforementioned Mahomes touchdown run in 2019, which evaporated all the positive momentum built by the Titans. It wasn't their first taste of Mahomes' magic either, as they'd seen him run straight into the rush, jump, and complete a pass to Hardman for a 63-yard touchdown during one of their previous regular season meetings. That's the crazy thing about it. You're coming right at him. A lot of times, quarterbacks fall to the ground, take a sack, added Casey. This guy, he can literally get the ball around your body and make a completed pass. Accurate completed pass at that. It's unbelievable. When you're a quarterback who's got so much vision and so much wherewithal on where players are at and how to fit the balls between, it just makes the game that much harder. Tyrann Mathieu. When the Missouri-based team got its first Super Bowl win in the last 50 years, having last won it in 1970, Mahomes was rightfully awarded the Super Bowl 54 MVP trophy for his historic efforts in the fourth quarter of that game. During an interview, then teammate Tyrann Mathieu, who now plays for the New Orleans Saints, spoke about a host of things ranging from how they won the Super Bowl to playing alongside the dynamic Patrick Mahomes. He couldn't hide his joy while explaining how Mahomes played a major role in their victory and the 10-year deal he was awarded. I mean, especially for Patrick Mahomes. I was so happy for him and his family, first and foremost. I think whatever deal he signed, the only way to justify it was to give him that kind of money. I think that he's that kind of player. He's really special, Outside of the really wild plays he makes, I think he's really somebody his teammates can count on, day to day. I was happy for him. I was excited for him. Obviously, for me too, man. To play with a quarterback like that for years to come, it doesn't happen often. So hopefully we can make the most out of it, Mathieu said. Without a doubt, Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent of epic proportions. And if what these players and legends think of him is anything to go by, then Mahomes is yet to create another historic moment. The lad is only 26 years old, so let's give him some time.